Insertion complete. Begin invasion. Intergalactic law states non-contacted sentient species were to be observed until they had developed interstellar travel. Any attempts to uplift or invade a non-contacted sentient species was strictly forbidden. The law was created after a species that calls themselves Dakori had been invaded by the Vrek. Dakori warriors routed the invasion in less than 30 rotations and captured several Vrek vessels. Dakori pirates are now a direct threat to all the galactic powers, and the Vrek had been unceremoniously eradicated. "We are not the Vrek," echoed through the hive mind, silencing the sole drone who dared challenge the invasion. "We will continue. Our plan is perfect, undetectable to the powers of the galaxy," the hive mind explained. "We are not concerned with the other species. They fear us, call us Infestation." Another check of the hive mind showed all drones in unanimous agreement. They were unique. No central power structure meant that the hive must be unanimous in order to proceed. Any disagreements were considered by the entirety of the hive. Options and counter-options were weighed and discussed before any action was taken. In this way, the Infestation, as they had been called by several races, seemed to sit idle for hundreds of cycles, only to strike when all had been decided and agreed upon. No galactic power was safe from the Infestation. Their numbers were not even known to them. Immune from radiation, no sustenance required, except to increase their number. No species, including themselves, remembered where they came from. All anyone knew was that they were nanobiological creatures that could adapt to any environment. Sustenance taken, examining and reproducing. The hive worked together on everything. It was how they gained sentience. By solving problems through mass participation in the hive mind. The earliest memory was of an almost barren rock, containing only bacterial life, which had been consumed to create more of the hive. The hive would then stack upon each other, reinforcing as needed, until a number were no longer affected by the gravity of the rock. No longer restrained, they floated among the stars, looking for new rocks that could swell their numbers. Sustenance categorized. Complex organism, photosynthetic, carbon-14 based, uncategorized. This new photosynthetic organism was already being processed for collation. They had categorized millions of photosynthetic organisms already, but it was new, and new information was always exciting to them. Linalool, eugenol, methylchavicol. This photosynthetic organism was very interesting. Nothing like it had ever been observed by them before. Reproduction complete. Came thousands of new voices. Continuing sustenance gathering and reproduction. Warning. Movement detected. Bipedal sentient complex organism. They froze and observed the creature. It was not one of the known sentient species. Many of the characteristics of this species were similar. However, none of the categorized sentient species matched this one. Filamental cellular structures observed. Not covering the epidural layer entirely, only in specific places. 5 phalangical digits attached to a singular flexor. Fascinating. Dagbabbit, the creature said. Vocal communication. Similar to most sentients. Expected information. Barbara, can you get me the spray bottle? There are mites in the basil. Barbara. Vocalize identification. Spray bottle. Mites. Basil. The new information was being processed quickly and categorized based on resonance of the vocalization. The vocalization was not among the current known vocalized communications. New space was created in the hive mind by the recently procreate. As their numbers continued to grow on this rock, all the information would be categorized, collated, and stored, as with every other rock. Strangest dang mites I ever did see, said the sentient organism, while using a lever-based liquid delivery system in the general direction of. It burns. Panic in the hive mind. Calm, identify substance immediately, and create countermeasures. Substances had affected them before, but they were rarely encountered and easily listed. Temperature does not exceed 600 Celsius, not magnetic. Dihydrogen oxide detected, not a threat. What was burning? Multiple acidic compounds detected. Not good. Deploy alkaline countermeasures. Alkalinic substances detected as well. How? Acidic compounds and alkalinic compounds neutralize each other. How is this possible? Unknown. Working, came the hive mind in reply. Well, at least it's not slugs. Vocalized the complex bipedal organism. A spritz a day keeps the mites and aphids away. The alkaline substances are bonded directly with the dihydrogen oxide. The acidic components cannot neutralize them. This attack was horrifying. The hive mind could not comprehend this level of chemical warfare. The entire invasion force was wiped out in less than 7 cesium-133 cycles. Effective weapon observed, no deterrence available. The hive mind determined. Categorize this rock for avoidance immediately. John and Barbara harvested a small patch of basil and a few cherry tomatoes and began to make an antipasti salad for lunch. Completely oblivious to how they had saved humanity, completely annihilating the Infestation invasion force. They were also oblivious, as was the rest of humanity, to the cloaked observation station in orbit of the moon, known ironically as Phobos. Fear had filled the observers as they intercepted the hive communication from the Infestation. They had watched in macabre fascination as the consumption of the planet known as Earth was ended immediately, with acetic acid and soap mixed with water. Silence hung on the monitoring room as the realization of every species in attendance left them dumbstruck. The Kavaki was the first to break the impenetrable silence with a squeaking. What in the seven hells did I just witness? Humanity demonstrated an effective weapon against the Infestation, commented a Kagudia, and we watched them make it firsthand. I suppose we should contact our home worlds immediately, said a Vakika, still in shock from what they had observed, and I would strongly suggest that humanity be uplifted. The law, the Kavaki began. Hang the law, the Vakika snapped. A single Vaz folk human just wiped out the greatest threat to the galaxy. The observers argued a few moments longer, not about uplifting the humans, but about the best way to proceed. They settled on direct contact with the two humans who had valiantly defended the species, Barbara and John, to begin the process of first contact. The process would also be slow and methodical, as well as overly friendly. If humanity could create a weapon of mass destruction of the caliber just witnessed, what other horrors could they unleash? Exceptionally, overly friendly. The author's name and the link to original text is in the description. Consider tapping the thumbs up and pressing the subscribe button if you enjoyed this video.